Good morning. My name is Bill Fredericks. I'm known as the Chocolate Man. Today we're going to take you through a trip. We're going to create 4 different truffles. We're going to actually use some white chocolate, milk chocolate, and semi-sweet. Larger quantities, if you're making a quad batch of this because you have a party, feel free to just take your hot chocolate and pour it over crumbled up chocolate pieces, and that will work just fine. We're going to actually pour the chocolate in. We'll actually use our spatula to mix the chocolate into the cream. This will create what's called a ganache. It's actually an emulsion of the chocolate and the cream. Cream has natural emulsifiers. We use it in all kinds of cooking, eggs, cream, mustard. They're very standard emulsifiers. Chocolate is 100% fat-based foodstuff. There is no water in chocolate. As such, you really don't want to mix water with chocolate because it will not mix. For about an hour and a half, and they are set. Okay, classically, in the old days, you use a teaspoon, you'd roll it up. You could either make a quenelle, or you could roll, actually I just use my fingers, roll it into a ball, and there's your ganache ball. That's relatively small. You do a bigger one. Let's do a serious truffle here. We're hungry. Your hands aren't going to get goopy, by the way. That's just the way it is. Okay. Rolled in cocoa. This is a classic French truffle. Okay, in France, a truffle, by legal definition, the French are much more picky. A truffle must be rolled in cocoa. Okay, so we call these French truffles. Okay, and what we can do is actually take, for instance, a nice finished bowl. We can actually put these pieces right in here. This is your finished truffle. And this is why I say, if you can make toast, I mean, this was easy to do. Boiled cream, milk, chocolate, mixed together, flavor it some way. Roll it in cocoa. We can use not just cocoa, you can use powdered sugar, you can use shaved chocolate. Untempered chocolate has no template, so it basically sits there and struggles to crystallize. This we are actually disturbing. We do layups now, you can see the structure in here. That actually does a little structure. That tells you got a lot of crystal in here. Therefore, this is in temper. It's well crystallized. We add this, it's called chocolate mush, back to our batch. Actually, you can actually tell by looking at this. These have all released. They've turned sort of frosty. This one still looks bright brown. Whoa. And there it's releasing right in front of our eyes. See, it's just released. It's no longer bright and shiny, and I don't want them to fall out. Let me grab another one. I can hear, you can actually hear them crackle and crungle. Here you can see again in the mirror. See this release, this one's not. They're going to fall. There, this one just released when I did that. Once again, just making standard ganache, just mix the cream. There's no flavor in the cream yet. Mix it with the dark chocolate. And I'm not trying to get air into this. I'm not whipping this. Even when I use a whisk is normally meant to sing. You want to entrain air when using a whisk. I don't use it that way when mixing chocolate. I just use it to mix, to get rid of lumps. We haven't had any lumps today. If you do have some chocolate that gets lumpy, especially if you have some chocolate that's been sitting out, some water's absorbed into it, it'll be a little bit lumpy. Use a whisk, and that works very well with breaking up the lumps. But don't, whisk it hard. Just mix it slowly, and that gets rid of the lumps. This is nice and smooth. Once again, a nice smooth ganache. We're going to add some mint. I'm only going to add like about 6 drops. And also, remember the green's pretty too, so I like to hold it by the green, hold on the good side, dip a little bit, dap, 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 get the extra chocolate off, put it down. When you put it down, if you drag out, this is what's called the foot. You don't want a foot, you want to have minimum foot, so push it forward, it hides the foot. It's a professional way of hiding. Your chocolate dipping skills will be far improved. You'll impress your friends. So dip, 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 best face forward, put it down, and then just push it ever so slightly forward. That hides the foot.